On Larry King Now, actor and traffic star Paula Patton.
I want to do new things because I'm older now and life is meant to be lived. And I'm excited about things. I want to learn new things and I want to be moved. And I hope that the work that I'm doing, not just my work, but the movie that I'm in, it moves people. I'm at a point where I'm going to control my career. I think that that's a choice you make. It's, in life, you have to take a leap of faith. So that's the leap I'm taking. And that means, going out there and doing the work to create the work that you want to do. I gotta be honest with you, Christmas came early last year. It was a moment where truth was exposed, and whether or not it's genuine or not doesn't matter to me. The fact of the matter is, so many doors opened, and in that moment, women were empowered.
Plus, sex scenes are very hard to do, and you don't get turned on. It's too. I
don't know if I get touched that way. It does something to me.
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. Our guest today is actress Paula Patton. I love that name. Known for her work in Hitch, Warcraft, Two Guns, and Mission Impossible, Deja Vu, and of course her breakout performance in Precious. Paula stars in Traffic with a K, opposite Omar Epps. It's in theaters now. What is it about?
Well, it's a thriller. It's a suspense thriller, and it's where it starts and where it ends are different. So what's it about? It's about a couple. They're in love, but this young woman, she's not sure about the job she's in, and she's placed as a journalist, and she's also afraid of committing. And they go on this trip, and they have this one stop at a truck stop, and then their whole life, as they know at that moment, just is completely upended, and then the adventure begins. So it's a thriller suspense.
That's you and Mr. Epps.
Story. Yes.
You and Mr. Epps. You like working with him?
I loved working with him.
It's very dark, right?
It's funny. It is dark, but there is some moments of levity and humor, and there's some sex scenes. I'm just saying. We're meant to entertain people, Larry, so I want to make sure people know that they'll have a good time on Friday night when they see it.
Marcello Mastroianni told me once, sex scenes are very hard to do, and you don't get turned on. It's too... I don't know if I get touched that way. It does something to me. I think he's a liar. You see it differently?
Yes, I do.
Did you get turned on by Mr. Epps?
For sure.
Did Mr. Epps get turned on?
You'll have to ask him. He didn't show it to me, if you're asking that.
Was it tough to play?
Was it tough to play? It was fun to play. I think that anything that I want to do, I want to be challenged by it. I want it to make me a little bit nervous before we embark on it. But at the end of the day, it was fun. You want to do that much work, so I can't say it was hard.
How do you choose the roles you play?
Gosh, how do I choose? Oftentimes it's what's given to you, what is offered you, and then you making a choice that whether or not you want to do it or not. But I also really believe I can't sit there and wait for that, right? You got to manifest it, and that means going out there and doing the work to create the work that you want to do.
It seems they're attracted to you for physically active roles.
Yes, I played soccer growing up, and I ran track, and I've got a masculine side to me that, and it's fun for me. So I enjoy getting all rough and dirty. But for me, the roles they have to be. I want to do new things because I'm older now, and life is meant to be lived, and I'm excited about things. I want to learn new things, and I want to be moved. And I hope that the work that I'm doing, not just my work, but the movie that I'm in, it moves people. And I want to entertain them, but most importantly, I want to entertain them. And if, though, you open their hearts and minds a little bit, like I think our film does, it's a surprise. And it's hard when you do these interviews, but I liked that it's a surprise when you realize what world you're in, which is the world of human trafficking.
Well, is there a surprise twist in it?
Yes.
Okay. We'll never forget you, of course, in Mission Impossible, with you and Tom Cruise, with this hanging out the window with the stunts. Did he get you to did you do your own stunts?
I did. I did a lot of my own stunts.
You were falling out the window?
I wasn't, but I had to like reach out to him out the window, and I remember that we were in the Burj Khalifa, and we were up high, and they hadn't finished construction yet, and Tom's out there like hanging from I don't know how many stories, and everybody had on a harness to talk Tom out this window because your body's out there, but I was wearing this tight blue skirt suit. So they didn't have any, harness on me. So I just had this guy, one of the stuntmen, he just holding my ankles, and that was all I had between me and the drop. And I remember
the guy enjoyed it.
Yeah, he did. I'm sure. It's like it needs to be a little wider, Paula. Make sure I have a good grip.
What's Cruz like to work with?
He's so much fun.
He is.
I mean, he is because he's enthusiastic.
He works so
about
hard.
the thing, and he loves it though. It's not, people can get so affected or they don't enjoy what they do anymore. He loves it, and so you can't help but love it with him.
Are you at a point now where you can control your career? Where you can say, I won't do this, I will do that?
I mean, I'm at a point where I'm going to control my career. I think that's a choice you make. It's, in life, you have to take a leap of faith. So that's the leap I'm taking. Whether or not my finances tell me I can or not is another thing.
You're single?
But actually, I have a new boyfriend.
Oh, and who?
And haven't made a boyfriend.
Who is it? Who is it?
His name is Zachary Quitman, and I met him. He does real estate, and he's
real estate.
and he's a jiu-jitsu master and a surfer. So the real estate pays
Do you
the
have
money.
kids?
And I have one child.
How old?
He's 8.
Little boy.
He is. Yeah.
Does he get along with?
You know what? They just met. My son's birthday was this weekend, and they met. And it was incredible. My son my son feels energy. He hugged him straight away.
How did you meet the realtor?
I met him at a basketball game. His son and my son play basketball together. Wow.
Click right away?
Yeah, we did. We did. I told the coach, I inquired about him, and in fact, my friend saw him across the way, and she's from Brooklyn. And I said, well, hey, you don't even live around here. That's for me. And she's like, I was looking for you. Relax. so I asked the coach, and then he called me. And then when we met, yeah.
Well, I would love to picture this guy with you asking to meet him. That's not bad.
You gotta go after what you want in life, Larry.
Our guest is traffic star Paula Patton. Up next, we'll discuss her many films, and we'll be right back. Our guest is Paula Patton. She stars in Traffic with a K, opposite Omar Epps. It's in theaters now. Did you want to act all the time? Were you a little girl who wanted to act?
I did.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Cheviot Hills in Los Angeles. Well, it's, a little suburb of Los Angeles here.
Oh, I know Cheviot. My boys played baseball there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Rancho Park right there. It's a public golf course.
What was your break?
My real break was a movie called, Idlewild. Sorry. I was thinking about Hitch, but the real break was Idlewild because it was my first female lead role, and I never thought I'd get it, and it was with Andre 3000 and Big Boy. They had just won Grammys for their album, and it was this great movie that is a period piece. Took place in the 1920s, and the musical. It was fun.
You were in Hitch with Will Smith?
I was, yeah.
What was it like to work with him?
He's a remarkable man.
Nice
guy. He's so nice, and he just talks to everybody. He just doesn't separate himself. He's just a really down-to-earth, special human.
Your breakout role was Precious, right?
Gosh, I don't think of it that way, but I think that was for me, that was up to date. To that date, was the most fulfilling role I had done. Do you know what I mean? It was exciting to play this character, and she was a lesbian, and she wore clothes that you clearly couldn't see her figure. That was a side note, but it was also really meant a lot to me because I was playing a teacher, and my mom was a public school teacher for 32 years in the public school system, and to go and to do the research I did it in New York, but my mom's in LA, and follow around this teacher, and in the end it was sort of my love letter to her because she was an incredible teacher.
Did you develop a relationship with Oprah doing Precious?
No, not really. I mean, because I'm like, I don't know. You're friendly, you know what I mean? I'm not in the inner circle.
Going to do another Mission Impossible?
No, not that I know of. I haven't been invited.
Would you do another?
Of course.
So you seem to be always working.
God, thank you, Lord.
Well, it's not hard.
But it's not really true because it's great. It's just that I get that something's coming and that, but I have long breaks without work, which I really love because I finally love my life outside of work.
You're from a mixed marriage?
Yeah, my dad is black and my mom is white.
What was that like growing up?
Gosh, that is such an interesting question because it's so complex to explain. It is different than everybody else's. It's a weird thing to be in a house or from families where my mom and my dad's family could feel one way about each other. So it's not so. It feels like there's that weird thing to love your family, but my grandpa was racist, you know? But he loved us.
Your mother's father?
My mother's father, yes.
He was racist?
He was. You know, he didn't believe that Martin Luther King should even have a holiday. And and sometimes he just said things just to irritate us at the dinner table, but he said them nonetheless. But he loved my brother and I, and Chris Rock had a joke once that he said, he's like, if you hate Puerto Rican's gonna be in your family. And so it's funny because my grandpa, he turned into like kind of a radical, you know what I mean? My mom tells a story of my dad and her being at a restaurant and not being served, and he marched back into the, the kitchen, and he's like, "What the is going on around here?" Because he's used to being treated well, so he was like, "What the heck?"
How did you feel? Did you feel black?
I think, oh yes, my mom always raised us to be black. She's like, "That's the way the world will see you."
Go to black church?
We never went to church. Both my parents went to churches as children, but did not as adults. So I was free to make up my own mind.
What does your brother do?
My brother's an investment banker. He's in private equity. He's retired now. That's how well he's done.
And
he'll be mad at me for saying that.
That's very nice. That's really nice. Why can't America be like this?
In what way?
In the way two people can get along.
Yes, I wish that they could.
What does color matter anyway? It's so stupid.
It doesn't. And it's interesting you say that because I also feel like I realized I am, though, also German and Dutch. That's my mom, Well,
you're everything.
I am, but when I grew up, when people did that, like, remember when Tiger Woods, he would say, I'm cobbler Asian.
Yeah.
Or what have you. It was always a way to separate yourself from black people and somehow. That's how we took it, But now, these young people, it's different. Gender's fluid, sexuality's fluid. And so why is it race? And it made me change my mind a little bit. I don't like the word mix, but for some reason, because it's just a knee-jerk from that.
I have two teenage boys, they don't know the difference. The friends, black, white,
and I think that's a beautiful
Latin,
thing. The young people are going to set us free.
Up next, we'll talk women in Hollywood. Plus, we'll play a game of If You Only Knew with Paula Patton. More after this. We're back with the lovely, talented, vivacious Paula Patton. She stars in Traffic. It's in theaters now. You've been in the entertainment business quite a while now. Have you seen a change with regard to women?
Without question. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, Christmas came early last year. It was like the world blew up. And what was really remarkable is that it was a moment where truth was exposed. And whether or not it's genuine or not doesn't matter to me. The fact of the matter is so many doors opened. And in that moment, women were empowered. And it was remarkable. It's a remarkable thing that now people are like, oh, but we need a woman director. Oh, but there's not a woman there. And I say, that's great. Eventually, everyone will catch up, and it will all even itself out.
What do you think of the Me Too movement?
I'm not into labels like that. I don't know who's in charge of that. I think that the idea is good, because I think that people feel alone as victims.
Have you ever been harassed?
Yeah, of course.
Never reported it?
No.
Because?
I didn't have. I thought that there was absolutely no way to do that. I was told when I even told people that I would absolutely be quiet, never talk about it.
How long were you involved with Robin Thicke? Were you married to Robin Thicke?
I was married to Robin Thicke, and I met him when I was 15 and he was 14. And
knew his dad very well.
Yeah.
He's done very well, Robin.
He has. Yes, he has.
And Julian is his son and your son.
That's correct. I hope so.
Do you get along well as exes?
We do. We had a tough year last year, but that's okay, because, today is today, and yesterday was yesterday, and we get on so well. We are taking guitar lessons with our son, and he is thriving, and he's so happy about it, and I don't know, I guess, if I have a moment right here is to tell people that in divorce and such, it is just so foolish and so wrong for the kid to fight with each other. At the end of the day, they're not going anywhere. You gotta make peace.
We play a little game called If You Only Knew.
Okay.
What's your secret talent?
I thought of something dirty. I apologize. My secret talent is gardening.
Gardening?
More of a flower-making thing.
What's a guilty pleasure you have?
Salt, candy, anything fried.
A moment from your childhood you wish you could relive?
Probably just to be able to get to be on stage dancing to the Nutcracker again. I remember that.
Oh,
I was
you
like,
did
yeah.
that?
All the other kids had lessons, and I just put the record player on, and I just did as I felt. I don't know how they got me off stage, but it must have been a blast.
Who would you trade places with for a day?
Probably my kid, because I would love to know what it feels like to be a kid again.
Oh.
No worry, no stress, just all this excitement about the world you live in.
When I die, I'd like to come back as my kids. What keeps you up at night?
Not much anymore. I try not to do that. I'm really living.
You don't worry about things?
Larry, honestly, yeah, they pop in my head, but I really am finding that I'm having less suffering and more happiness when I live in the moment, because I know that I've been around the block a couple times and know that everything works out. So that's a pointless thing to do.
What's your proudest accomplishment?
My son.
What never fails to make you laugh?
Oh, God, my friends. Oh, God, I can't. I don't know.
Friends.
It's supposed to be a speed thing. I don't know. My son makes me laugh all the time. I hate to do it, but it's true.
Something you wish you were better at?
Oh, so many things. I wish I was better at remembering things. I wish I was better at writing and following through and finishing it.
Are you a good cook?
Ideas. I'm a pretty good cook.
What's the best piece of advice you ever got?
That the no's are more important than the yeses.
A funniest fan encounter?
Oh gosh, it's always funny, You don't look as short or ugly as
What happened?
No, people are so funny because they just tell you how they feel, And you just have to laugh and not take it too seriously, I love the honesty. I can't say a particular thing.
One thing you'd like to change about the world?
That it told the truth.
Favorite thing about Hollywood?
Oh, make-believe. I just love it.
You grew up here, so.
Yeah, I did.
What's your least favorite thing about Hollywood?
Agencies.
Agencies.
I just don't like the middleman.
Is there something you long believed to be true?
I'm probably going to never work again.
Is there something you long believed to be true and then realized wasn't?
So many things. I think so many things. Yeah.
Are you always this happy?
I am. Generally, no, that's not true. Obviously, when somebody hurts my feelings, I feel it. But I try not to linger there. I watched this great documentary. It's called Happy. And they said the difference between happy people and unhappy people is really how long they deal with it. Everybody goes through the same amount of stuff, generally. But it's the choice to either sit there and, swim in it or just go, hey, that happened, hurt, and then we move on.
What's something people don't know about you?
Oh, probably a lot. I hope so.
Okay, it's all a secret.
I don't know until I say it.
If you could speak to an animal, what animal would you want to speak to?
I think I'd want to talk to a dolphin. I live in Malibu now, and I see these dolphins, and I'm wondering what they're...
They're very bright.
They're very bright, so yeah.
When we get back, Paula will answer your social media questions. Plus, will Paula be invited to the royal wedding? We'll find out after this. We're back with Paula Patton, the very shy Paula Patton. It's been so hard to draw her out and try to get some vivaciousness here. Please forgive us for this dull person. Is it true that Meghan Markle designed your wedding invitations?
It is true. It is absolutely true.
How did that happen?
She worked at the Paper Source in Beverly Hills, and I was getting married, and I needed to get invitations, and I was clueless, and she helped me, and then let me know that it was proper and very important to have handwritten, address and
Was she good?
Excellent. It was remarkable. I had the worst handwriting on the planet, and she was just so lovely and very calm and calming and couldn't be more perfect from that.
Kept in touch?
No, we haven't. She came to my house and did some work, and then, though she wanted to be an actress at the time, and so then I'd seen her along the way, and different occasions, and the last time I saw her, I remember, it must have been a film festival or something. She came in to an interview I was doing. She's like, I just had to come in and tell you, hi, it's Meghan. I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you doing?
She's been on this show.
And then next thing I know, she's on the cover of the paper.
She's a great person.
She
Have you
really
been
is.
invited to the wedding?
No.
Would you go if you were?
Heck yeah. Want to see that.
We have some social media questions for you. Bryson Knox on Facebook. Which historical figure would you like to play in a biop film?
Tiger Woods.
You want to play by Tiger Woods? You're a girl.
And? Come on, Larry. Just talked about the gender fluidity and they got the haircut.
Okay. Yeah. Jamie Burns on the Larry King Now blog. Which has been your favorite role to play so far?
I gotta say that the movie I'm in, Traffic, I loved playing this role.
This part?
Absolutely. I mean, the director, Dion, he gave me a lot of, we worked together quite a bit, and there was a lot of freedom there to explore this character, so she goes through so much. It's an exciting ride, and because I was in this kind of nurturing environment and one that was not, like decisions by committee, it just made it such an enjoyable experience. I loved it, and I love that character.
Ashley Hart on the Larry King Now blog. Are there any movies or TV shows you're obsessed with?
I love Netflix, and so there's a couple on there. There's this one called The Naked Truth that is really excellent, and Wild Wild Country. And then Katie Couric does this one called Gender Revolution, kind of like what we're talking, and it's amazing because I couldn't understand why a young person at 8 would turn from a boy to a girl, and a parent that wanted to help it. And that documentary really gave me so much empathy, and I just think everybody should watch it because it just educated me.
What's it called?
It's called Gender Revolution.
What do you make of Netflix?
I love
Unbelievable.
it. I'm sorry, it's incredible, and I also think because it's by because you pay for your monthly, they're able to show you things that you normally wouldn't. This Naked Truth documentary series really goes in and tells you the real truth, and I don't know if you could have done that on a network. Michelle
Tomlinson on the Larry King Now blog. Is it difficult to hear love songs that have been written about you by your ex?
No. Robin and I wrote a lot. Yeah, I love Robin's voice, and I love his music, and we wrote a lot together. I went under the name Max Haddington. That was my nom de plume, and so it was something that was a collaboration. I mean, it's him, all him, but I mean, he made the music in his house, and then we wrote together, some
sing?
lyrics. I actually, what's funny, Larry, is that I can. I just was always afraid to, and didn't have any confidence to do it. And so, as I've gotten older now, I've realized, no, I'm not Aretha Franklin by any means, but I can carry a tune.
What's next?
Next, I'm playing a villain in this. It's a short series that you do for Starz Network. It's 8 episodes. There's sort of these 8-hour movies that they do now with these limited series. It's called The Rook.
The R-O-O-K?
Oh, yeah, mm-hmm.
A rookie cop?
No, it's a little bit different than that. It's not.
You're a bad person?
But I am. I don't know it yet, but I am, yeah.
Have your goals changed over the years?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, 180. My goal, at the end of the day, really is truly the happiness and the pursuit of it. And then there's these large things that I want to do because Larry, genuinely, I care about people, and I've been through a lot, to be honest with you, and I'm on the other side of it, and I really would love to share with people that through my art in whatever way I can, and I feel like I have, just large projects of how I could get people together and have fun in doing it, and make some money too, maybe. So I'll let you know as it gets further developed.
Thank you, dog. Good luck with the realtor.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to my guest, Paula Patton. Traffic is in theaters now, and you can always find me on Twitter at King's Things. See you next time.